In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a group and invite members to that group on the Smart Start Learning community. So first you'll need to sign in with your username and password. And it'll bring you to this shout out screen. In order to access groups, just click this orange connect button at the top. And we can see it says my groups, join a group today because I haven't joined any groups. But for purposes of this video, we're going to create a new group. So I'll click there on create a new group. And it brings us to this page. The group icon right here, that's in case you want to give your group a picture. That's an optional thing. You can leave it blank if you want. A group name, I'll just call it Steve's Test Group. The description will show up on the front page. We'll just put test description right here. And for the description, you can put in a lot of information. This editor here, this is what we call a text editor or a WYSIWYG editor. You can put in a lot of different fields. You could bold things, italicize things, or strike through things, make text a different color. So you can put a lot into this description. The brief description is what shows up on the searches on the site if somebody searches for your group and the name pops up. So for this one, I will just call it test. Just say test. Tags just help with searching. I can call it test. If I put a comma, then it creates the tag there. You can, if you're doing a group on research, you can put in the tag for research there. You could put in the tag for development or early learning, whatever your group is focused on. Group permissions. So this is for when you're creating a group. If you want anybody to be able to join, then you would leave it open. They would find your group and just click join the group, and they would automatically be added once they click the button to join. A closed group, though, as it says, users must be invited. Or if they get onto your page and it's a closed group, then they'll request membership to the group. That's probably used for more sensitive items. If you had an HR group, a human resources group, for example, and you were discussing sensitive budget type things, you might want to keep that a closed group. Who can see this group? This is the visibility aspect that is on most everything on the site. If you leave it as logged in users, then those people can see this group. If you say group members only, that's essentially making this group invisible to anybody except those people that you allow into the group. Or you can make it public. For this group, I'm just going to say public. These are a list of tools that you have available to you within the group. So these allow you to see group conferences, group activity, group blog, group discussion, an event calendar, files, pages, polls. Widgets is something specific, and I'll show you the difference, or I'll show you what widgets allow you to do. If we click no, don't allow widgets, and I click save, we'll see how our group looks here. As you can see, these have automatically been added. These are all the tools that we have available to us on this group. And each one of these gray boxes shows us the latest activity pertaining to each of those items. So if I were to write a blog post, my latest blog post is going to pop up there. So, and it goes in reverse chronological order. So say I were to create a blog post, and I'll just give it a title and the body there, and I'll leave all of that saved like that. So if we go back to the front of the group, by clicking on this Steve's Test Group thing. Then we can see, okay, the group blog, there's my first blog post there, and the group activity, that it tells you everything that's going on in the group, the latest items that have occurred in that group. And as you can see, it says Steve SmartStart published a blog post called Test just now. If I were to write yet another blog post, call it Test 2, these aren't very exciting blog posts, but there you go. We'll click Save. And if we go back to the front page of our group, then you can see that my second blog post was put up at the top. So that's how all of these automatically populated gray boxes work. They do it in reverse chronological order so that you can see the latest thing that's going on in the group. Well, that's not always ideal. So you might say, well, I don't really want all of that stuff on the front of my group page. I would like to be able to determine what I see and what I don't. And that's what the widgets function is for. So we'll click Edit Group, Enable Management of Widgets. We'll click Save. And now all of our tools are still there. You can see them on the left-hand side here, and we can get to my group blog by clicking there, and there's my 2 blog posts. But it doesn't clutter up the front page of the group. So if I wanted to, I can add in the blogs widget, and I can add in the group files widget if I wanted. And then they're on the front page here, and I can arrange them how I want. So that's what widgets do. Now, this is my open group. This is open to people who, anybody who wants to join. All they have to do is find my group URL. The URL is up here, and they'll navigate to that and then just click Join the Group. Or if I want to tell people about my group, I can invite or add users this way, and I can search for people, see who's in there, and just invite them like that. We'll pick on this guy and say you can either invite or add them immediately. So I'll click Invite for him. So that sent a message to that user to say, hey, here's my group, please click here to join my group. The other way, this is my profile that we created in a previous video. The other way that you could tell people about your group is simply by emailing them the link. So if you were to copy this link, this URL, and email it to somebody, they would get to this front page and they would see that this is my group, and then they would be given a notification that if you want to join this group, you have to log in and register for the site and then join the group. So that is how you create a group and add members to the group.